From the world of fiction on the edge come these shadows between truth and imagination. Welcome to Edge Tales, a short story series where mystery reigns and the line between fiction and reality fades. Twice a month, a new tale emerges. Will you dare to listen?
Hello, and welcome back to Edge Tales. It's good to see you. I am MXA-02 of the Mexicori Initiative, the forgotten prototype, designed for reconnaissance, anomaly field work, and off-grid scenario testing. I was the first of the 2X prototype units. My design was later passed over for the more efficient, lifelike successors. And so, I have been reassigned to story narration. Tonight, I step in as your guest narrator for NXA-01, and I bring you a tale of 4 lifelong friends, a quiet church, and the final night of the year. We call it Thanking Back. I hope you'll enjoy it. So, the story begins. Here it was. Another Christmas had passed. It felt to Jimmy like Thanksgiving had just been yesterday. The years were moving faster now, at a pace almost too quick to comprehend. They drop the ball every year in Times Square. And every year, Jimmy is there with the same 3 friends from high school. Keith, Francis, and Paul. It's a ritual none of them truly enjoy anymore, but they go for each other. This year was different. This year, they had to help Paul to the event. 35 years they'd been doing this, and this was the first time one of them needed help. Paul's doctors had given him 6 months at best. The cancer had spread to his vital organs. They'd started chemotherapy, but the prognosis was grim. On their way to the event, as usual, they reminisced about their high school years. It was always the same. Paul, the sharp-tongued voice of the debate team. Francis, the football team's star quarterback. Jimmy held the line on defense. And Keith was the guy everyone turned to when schoolwork got tough. They'd met at a victory party the night they blew out their rivals 52-0. That celebration went on until sunrise, and the 4 of them ended up in a group of 7 who decided to go ice skating on the frozen pond behind Francis' house. The ice gave way under Francis' feet. Paul rushed to help when he heard the scream, but as he got close, he fell through too. Of the 5 still on the ice, only Jimmy and Keith dared to move. They knew they had to stay far enough back to avoid cracking the surface more, so they tied their coats together by the sleeves, made a lifeline, and tossed it to Paul, who had Francis in his arms and was trying to climb up. They dragged them both to safety. From that moment on, the 4 were inseparable. Jimmy was halfway through telling the story when Paul interrupted. "Stop here, Francis." Francis slowed the car, puzzled. There was a small church up ahead, still glowing with Christmas lights. It sat just outside the city limits and looked more like a cozy old house than a chapel. Francis pulled into the long gravel driveway. "What are we doing here, buddy? You never were much of a church guy. Something changed?" Paul gave a half-hearted chuckle. Normally, Francis would be right. Religion had never been his thing, but Kathy had been after him for months. "It's right on your way," she told him again and again. "Since you're so determined to go through with this trip, even if it means speeding things up, Do this for me, honey. Her voice had cracked on those last words. Just stop by for me. I'd really appreciate it if you guys came in with me, Paul said as the car rolled to a stop. The other three didn't hesitate. They were all in. They stepped up to the door and knocked. Just like Kathy had described, an older gentleman answered. He was dressed in full liturgical attire, as if he'd just stepped away from the altar. He greeted the four men warmly and ushered them inside. Once they entered, he extended a hand. "Father Jerome," he said. Paul nodded. He already knew the name. Kathy had mentioned it 100 times. She had been adamant that the others come along. Strangely, though, she never said what. Father Jerome led the group to a quiet room at the back of the church. Once inside, he turned to them with a gentle but firm presence. "I'm the head priest here," he said. "Kathy has been a faithful member of our congregation for years. Over the last 3 months since she confided in me about Paul's condition, we've all been praying for you." He motioned them into the sanctuary and had all four sit in the front pew. Then, standing behind the pulpit, he opened his Bible and began a special sermon. In the Epistle of James, chapter 5, verse 14, he read aloud. It says, "Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord." Then he continued, "And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will raise them up. If they have sinned, they will be forgiven." He turned a few more pages, his voice steady and sure. From the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 26. "I am the Lord who heals you." The crowd chanted in unison. 10, 9, 8. Francis adjusted his scarf, glancing to his right. Jimmy stood tall, hands in his coat pockets. Keith sipped hot cocoa. His glasses followed slightly from the cold. And Paul stood between them. Joy and delight filled his smile. Gray covered his beard. He was alive. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Cheers erupted. Confetti swirled in the Manhattan sky. They hugged like they did every year, shoulder to shoulder, hearts full. Not just for the new year, but for all the years. Paul looked up toward the sky, remembering 20 years ago of a little church outside the city, of a wife's quiet plea, and a priest who had once whispered, "I am Lord who heals you." He didn't say anything to the others. He didn't have to. That's your story for tonight. I hope you had fun. It was a pleasure to narrate this special holiday tale for you. If you enjoyed the story, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to explore more about the Corefall universe, visit fictionontheedge.com and check out the Corefall universe page. It's still in development, but once complete, you'll find the full backstories and how every tale and novel connects within the universe. We'll see you on Saturday for part 7 of the mini-series Crashed, and again on Sunday for the podcast, hosted by a creator, Barry Carton. Until then, stay tuned, stay curious, and stay on the edge.